Troubled times for some, humanity breaking. It's the first line of the auto write. Let's get into it.
I'm there soon. I'm leaving quite early tomorrow morning. Undercover, baby, is what you ask of me. Soon I'll be disguised. Shooting star, I'm without a safety net. Give me a ride. I'm going far beyond where the sun sets. Dear, I'm no longer scared.
Hello everyone, it's Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls, and this is your weekly angelic message for the week beginning July 23rd, 2018. As always, let's just dive into it. So the first line is troubled times for some, humanity breaking. You will find your way, though you will not carry forward in old fashion, displaced. Homes may be demolished along with ways of life, but be of no fear. You will see how that life was not the one for you. Be especially aware of remaining calm at this time. It is not one above the other. Please, and it was all caps, please remember this. You will see displays of hatred, but strength is not in violence or in passivity, but in acknowledgement, acceptance, and informed and inspired change. We will not leave you. We love you. So here we have that word displaced. There's a lot of things moving and shaking. There could be things that really shake us to our core. Now, this is worldwide stuff. This isn't just, a little blip that you hear in the news or whatever, but this could be some pretty big things going down. But the reason why they're saying troubled times for some, and sorry I keep looking down, I have my notebook right here, so I'm just kind of feeling it out as I go. But I think the reason why they're saying troubled times for some, there are people who are bred to hate. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm talking they take on their parents' anger, or maybe you take on your parents' idea of money or what life should be, or you should be married by this age and have children by this age. We take on a lot from the people who came before us. And we're realizing now that there needs to be a different way and road out ahead, right? So I think that's the warning here. You can't go on, as it says, in the old-fashioned way. You have to embrace the changes that are occurring. Now, there's a feeling here as well that there will be some that will take advantage of this, okay? They will try to use this as a free-for-all to just come out and do whatever the heck they feel is freeing, right? And this is where we start getting into trouble. Again, we talked about this last week, but we start getting into trouble with putting our free will over someone else's free will. Do you know what I'm saying? So we have to be mindful of that, mindful that we are not doing that to each other. Okay, give each other room to be ourselves. Now let's go into homes may be demolished along with way of life, but be of no fear. You will see how that life was not the one for you. So home can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. This can be literal. This could be a storm surge coming in. We still have not gotten earthquakes. And I'm shocked. I don't know what's going on there because I felt it so strongly for so many weeks. So if you're sitting there going, Michelle, you talk about earthquakes every week. I'm glad it's not happening. I'm glad I was wrong. At the same time, I don't want people to let their guard down. And I don't want people to just be dismissive about that. I think that just be mindful, as always. But this feels more like a storm surge and water and flooding. This could be lightning strikes. I know that that's a big problem here where I live. A couple of fires have begun because of lightning strikes. But this is actually giving you, they're saying a washing away and being able to start fresh. Of course, people who are already in hurricane hurricane zones. Is that a thing? Or where, like on an island or something like that. It's a little hard for you to rebuild, I'm sure, because you probably get hit so often, you know. But if you can take the approach, remember it says it's time to remain calm. So if we see, didn't say, be especially aware of remaining calm at this time. Yeah, it is not one above the other, where you will see displays of hatred, but strength is not in violence and or passivity, but acknowledgement, acceptance, and informed, inspired change. I want to explain that that's not about just going, oh, well, it happened. No, this is about going, okay, this keeps happening. What are we going to do about it? We have to come to the table and talk about a viable solution here, right? This isn't, and if you try, again, here in the United States, good luck trying to discuss any issue. Good luck. You're going to have, don't even get me started. Like, I've had people who just wanted to diminish my opinion on things. And, when I was like, hey, you don't have license to talk to me that way. Calm down. Like, what, I'm willing to listen to what you have to say, but come on, they would get even more angry. So people are in this very volatile state. And you can sit there and pretend like you're the most peaceful person on the planet. I think this energy might affect you as well this week. So again, there's a layer there of having some self-understanding and going, okay, you know what? It's kind of rumbling around a little bit. It is what it is, but not being passive about it. Does that make sense? So actually, I heard someone, who was it? Somebody said it on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, but also I heard somebody else say, observe, but don't get involved. So it has that kind of feeling around it for this week. But it's time to accept that things are changing. They are not going to be the old way. Not even arguing certain points. You can't even do that anymore, because every argument is going to fail, because there's too many other factors going into it. And there's going to be more drama. There's going to be more drama, especially in the spiritual community. Cults are going to be revealed. We're going to see that what we thought was pure, this has already started to happen, but what we thought was pure is no longer. And it's going to really wake us up. We started getting this lesson, I want to say, what was it, last year or something, about waking up to who you give your power away to, right? And that way you're not so devastated, right? If things change, you are of your own strength and ability to grow spiritually. And, there are some of us out there that are trying to get messages out there and do whatever. That's the work we do. But you should never give your power away to anybody. I've never, in the 5 years that I've had Angel Souls up and running, I've never missed a weekly video. But if I did, who would fall apart? Now, some of you are going to laugh and be like, Michelle, I watch you on Sunday mornings with my coffee and my, I would fall apart. But like, seriously, I do wonder what kind of response I would get if I missed a week, right? That is getting too dependent, right? So, or, whatever. Just, try not to, again, let's just divide and conquer here. Don't give your power away. Try not to be too shocked when things occur. Try not to let it rumble you too much, but be aware, right? We had that message from last week, and it does sound like, I'm thinking storms. That's what this feels like. And just to let you guys know, I am recording this a little bit early because I'm going to be visiting family in Ohio. So again, I make sure I don't miss any videos. But I wonder if this is going to play out like that, where we just see things getting demolished. This can be also, though, as always, metaphorical. So this could be your sense of home being taken away, feeling displaced, having to leave. My God, I hope we don't have wildfires. Okay. Pray, right? But, some people, they might not be able to get to their home, or home just doesn't feel like home anymore. And you're going to have to evaluate and see where you want to go. I feel like there's more here, so hang with me. I'm just going to have this awkward silence here for a moment. Some of you are just going to be devastated, and I don't want you to be scared. But the reason why people are devastated is because they're not listening. They're not listening. And that's not to say that there wouldn't be some layer of you that would be devastated, even if you're, very aware and you're acknowledging, okay, well, this is my chance at a fresh start. But some of you just, you're too much at the whim and will of circumstances outside of you to decide whether you're going to be happy or not. And this is going to have to change. Okay? And see, again, fresh start, clean slate, another chance. We do have people coming back into our lives for some of us. These would be people that we wrote off. Okay, I never heard from you. There could be conflict when this person comes back in. So I'm immediately thinking of like ladies out there who would be like, you never called me after our third date. What the heck, you know? And then this person comes back. Now, if you're somebody who has been waiting for that person to come back, that's a whole other thing. It's a whole other thing, and it's very individual. But there's someone out there who's waiting for someone to come back. And the thing is even if they do come back, it's not meant, that connection is not meant to be, oh, I know it is, they're my twin flame. Please don't use that as an excuse to hold up your life, okay? You have lots more to experience. You can love yourself. And as somebody who got hung up on somebody for a very long time, I can use my age right now and offer that, okay? That experience. Like, don't do as I do. Like, don't waste your life like that. But yeah, for some others, this could be an old boss calling you, wanting you to help out in a certain way. This could, for some people, so we kind of start out doom and gloom a little bit, troubled times, like things feeling very unsettled in the world. But there's also this aspect here, this feeling coming through where you could have opportunity, okay? But it's asking you to go away from what you know, right? So for some of you, that dislocated feeling, like you, or displaced, that's not what I meant to say, not dislocated, displaced feeling that you have, this could be you moving for a job and you're going into an unknown town and you're like, I don't know, will I be okay at this job? Will I even like this job? You know, it's all of those kinds of things. Not knowing, yeah, being in uncharted territory is what I'm hearing, uncharted territory, and really not knowing what to do with it. So yeah, okay, we'll leave it there. Let's get on to the cards. All right, I'm feeling like we need to use the color cards for the bulk of the reading. Let me move my little journal. All right, so we'll do this. If you would like a personal reading with me, just go to my website at angelsouls444.com, the services page. If you would like to check out the August readings, I did post some August readings over at Gumroad. I also have some meditations there, some courses. Now, please know that for most, I think almost, maybe with the exception of one meditation they have at Gumroad, most of them are available on YouTube for free, okay? I offer them on Gumroad at a cost. I think they're like, one is like $1.99, another one's $2.99 or something like that. Only if you want it as a download, okay? But feel free, you can listen to it on YouTube for free. But over at Gumroad, the courses, the readings, those are there. And of course, thank you for everybody who supports me on Patreon. I am Angel Souls on Patreon if you would like to support me as well. Here's the first card. Here it is. I'm just going to stop and talk about it. You guys know this card. This card came out when the Paris attacks happened. Now, that doesn't mean that there's going to be a huge attack. We don't want to put our brains there. We don't want there to be an attack. But we also can't turn away. I'm getting chills. Okay, black, find richness from the dark of night. The number is 28. We were talking about some people being devastated, homes being taken away, or our sense of home, not knowing where to belong. This can talk about someone erupting. And it feels like a person erupting and causing, you know, some terror. I'm not getting a firm, there's two incidences potentially. Remember, everything that I say here, and this is across the board for any kind of reading that's trying to predict something. I don't typically do that, but if I get a message, I will pass it on to you. You know, everything that gets said, especially with like, if you're calling it like a psychic reading or whatever, it's taking a timestamp on where the energy is right here, right now. Why do you sometimes get a different outcome? Because we can't control what other people are going to do, okay? Where we are right here, right now, that could change, and let's hope it does, okay? Because people have their free will choices. Maybe something won't come about, but this could be two things happening. One could be someone terrorizing, God forbid. Everyone, let's hope that that doesn't come to pass. And then another one could be a world power that makes threats or even takes action. Now, does this mean that there's going to be like a war, a nuclear war? No, I don't have that. No, I would be a very different temperament right now if I was feeling that coming through. But it's a whole lot of messing with our minds. A whole lot of, I want you to be scared. I want you, people wanting us to be scared to live our lives, wanting us to feel bad for who we are, wanting us to, concede that another way of life is better. All this stuff. And it's wearing on us. And I think that's what this is really indicating. The tree has no leaves. Right now we're kind of hunkered down and maybe even dormant a little bit because there's this feeling of waiting for spring. You know what I mean? Waiting for things to be okay. And yes, there will be things happening in the world that are very trying and sad and will upset us. And of course, as we all do, we go to social media and we have our say there because I think that's how some of us cope. I think that's how some people try to just get their frustrations out. And that's why everybody else finds it so frustrating that people come there to get their frustrations out. But we will come out of it. It's going to some people might feel a little hopeless. But remember what we always say. If you're feeling hopeless, it's because you're putting your happiness is contingent upon what happens outside of you, right? So there's a lesson in that as well. Finding the richness from the dark of night is finding closeness with your family. God forbid if there is like a literal storm that wipes out homes and people literally have to be, say, in a shelter, that's going to really put things into perspective. That's going to really make you, hold tight to your loved ones, hold on to them and appreciate them. Okay. Now, this isn't a time, people are getting stronger. If I had pulled a card like that when I first started this Angel Souls business, these card readings, I would have been, oh my gosh, I don't even think about it. Like, it would have been awful. Here we go. Revitalize your nervous system. We'll talk about it. But people would have accused me of fear-mongering. They would have accused me of, trying to scare people, obviously, or, saying, you're scary. I can't listen to you. I'm going to go to somebody who makes me feel better. I'm happy to say every once in a while you still get those people. We might still get those people this week. But for the most part, people are really stepping up and going, okay, this is life. Right? Life isn't about escapism. Life isn't about make me feel cozy and comfortable and tell me what I want to hear. Notice those approaches from the past, what's happened to them, how they don't apply now, right? Shoot, I used to be like the first one to get up every day and be like, la, 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 I want to start off my day with pretty cards. And, and I still do. But there's a realness to it now. Right? So that's not to take away from sacred morning time. You wake up, you get yourself in that good frequency, but you get ready. You know what I'm saying? I want to be careful with that. I don't want people running away with that message. It's not about arming your heart because, oh my gosh, all these things could be happening. Maybe I'm wrong. Whew, I'll pop open some champagne if I'm wrong. No problem. But, the escapism has got to stop, and I think for the most part it has. Okay? All right. Then we have red, free yourself from pain. You guys see the story going on here. Lilac, strengthen your faith. Hold on. Oops. I didn't mean to slam that down. Oopsie. I'm like throwing things around. Let's get the crystal card as well. So we have find richness from the dark of night, revitalize your nervous system. There's our card. Free yourself from pain, strengthen your faith, and find peace. And this is about world peace. Boom, out the door, no question. This is it's about peace. So skull sight, we need to find a way to peace, or it's just going to keep on. We're going to keep torturing one another. We're going to keep, trying to diminish one another and put other people in pain because we're in pain, right? But remember, every bit of love, every bit of happiness that there can be is already within you. It just needs to be ignited, okay? So we already talked about the black card. Hold on a second. Does this remind you guys of anything? Jingle bells, jingle bells. So that makes me feel, if you're Christian, these are Christmas colors. So maybe peace doesn't come until the end of the year. Maybe. Because the way I kind of laid it down, peace card is coming right above that red card. So when you free yourself from pain, you know, again, guys, you guys know this. You got to come to a place of peace here. We got to get at peace with our own lives and stop punishing one another, right? I mean, how many of you feel like you can post anything on Facebook without there being just a mess of people just coming in and trying to fight? Or they got to be right. That's what it is. They got to be right. So let's get into this one. Green, revitalize your nervous system. The number is 31. As always, I am not a numerologist. I do not claim to be a numerologist, but the numbers are on the card. It might have some significance to you. In this case, this reduces to 4. So this is saying that your spiritual team, your angels specifically, are there with you, okay? Please feel free to ask questions about angels. Leave them in the comments. If I get enough of the same question, I can address it in a weekly and answer your question about that. But if it's like, you know, what is my angel's name? Don't make it personal, okay? It's got to be something that benefits everybody, okay? Best way to find your angel's name, by the way, is meditating and asking, what is your name? It's pretty simple, all right? So revitalize your nervous system. This does indicate something rattling your nerves, something that makes you feel perhaps unsafe, not here, not at home within your own body, right? And then we have red, free yourself from pain. So don't take on the pain of others. Let's talk about that. So we hear often, or you might see people who are just like, yeah, but the world is just so this, and this, and it's just so terrible, and I just don't know what to do, and blah, 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 blah. You're taking on way too much. Now, does that mean, let's not do pendulum thinking here, let's not overcorrect. Does that mean you don't care about your fellow man? No, you care, but you can't take everything on. Free yourself from the pain. So for a lot of people who are watching this, I don't think that whatever is about to happen is a direct hit on you. I just don't feel that, because if I did, like a little beacon would go off in me and I would say it. It doesn't mean that you're off the hook necessarily. There are layers. There are layers of little events, but the stuff that would be happening worldwide, I don't know that it would be direct for some of the people watching this. But don't get too involved. It doesn't make you a better person to take on everyone else's pain. It doesn't make you a saint, okay? Leave the saintly duties to the actual saints, all right? Let them do their jam. But for you, again, I want to feel this out, because then, well, let me do this one too. So we have the lilac, strengthen your faith. The number is 42. Right there it is. So strengthen your faith. So something's going to rattle you. This might start questioning God. Like, why does God let this stuff happen? How in the world can this be going on? And you might really feel kicked out of your peace. Do you know what I'm saying? So faith rattling, mind boggling. There's going to be a lot of anger around this as well. Please keep in mind too, I do these weekly readings. Sometimes I can get a weekly hit on that little time span, but things are ever changing and ever shifting. So I can only give you a timestamp of what's happening according to where we are right now. If things should shift and change, this could push it out just a little bit. It wouldn't be that far off. It wouldn't be like a month away. Okay, it would be maybe within a week, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks if we're really stretching it out. But this does indicate an event, something that wrenches everyone's heart. I'm nervous about, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm human. I'm nervous about this card this time. I'm not going to Pollyanna out of this for you. That feels kind of shocking, out of the blue. It also, a lot of people are going to say this is the final straw. I'm not going to tolerate this anymore. And then, as we've seen in the past, when people try to stand up and say, we're not going to tolerate this anymore, they become memes on Facebook and on social media. That they need to shut up, that they don't know what they're talking about, they shouldn't. And that's just not fair. It's not fair. There are people who are here to create this kind of change, and we shouldn't be down on them. Okay? You don't have to agree with them, but you shouldn't be down on them. Let me I'm going to do like looking down. Sorry, it's a little awkward, but I want to feel this out a little bit more. And I'm going to ask them some more questions in my head. Like, can you give me more specifics on what this is? Asia. I don't want to say that word. Water breathing. Well, that's already happening. That's already happening. That happened a couple of weeks ago in Japan with that. More to come. More to come on that. Hold on. I might edit some of this out because this is just too long to sit here and watch me do this. But can you be clear on that? What am I seeing here? Western Europe, okay. My human brain is interpreting this like there's going to be more gun violence. They're saying, though you may find this alarming, we want you to know that for everything that occurs, that you don't want it to occur, you have the power to stop it. You have the power to stop it, and it's not from here. There's all this other bit of our DNA that we don't utilize, that we don't tap into. I don't want to sit here and say that the message is that we make a choice to allow horrible things happen in the world. That's not the case. But we are making a choice to deny our own power. And we are choosing to see ourselves as incapable. This is the equivalent of someone having, like a magic wand somewhere, and they know that wand is there, but they've never used it and they don't really know what to do with it. I know, I just got all Harry Potter on us. We needed to have a lighter moment, right? Just for a second. So the problem then comes with that pendulum thinking. Everybody overcorrects, right? We overcorrect, and people go, oh, then I'm going to be in my magical powers and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to really focus on, world peace and like in a weird, like shooting lightning bolts from your fingertips kind of way. And let me know how that works for you, because so far none of that has helped. So here's the deal. Yeah, thank you. Here's the barrenness. You have to grow life from what happens. It's not enough to say we need to affect change. It's not enough. It doesn't even come close. Because all we're going to do is still be focusing outside of us to try to find a solution that no one's going to agree upon, right? The United States, we're going to be a hot freaking mess. We're going to be a hot freaking mess. Like literally it's going to be hot, but also whatever the heck happens, it does feel like political things happening. This might be Korea, things happening in Korea. That's going to set off a firestorm here in the United States, because everyone's going to be like, oh, blah, 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 Trump, 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 all this stuff. Lay it down, right? Because there's something deeper and far more important going on. Now, you can have your beliefs, leave it for another time and space, right? When we collect here and we talk about these things, it doesn't have to involve politics, right? So there's going to be, I'm seeing rolling hills again, and that, I'm not talking like, oh, isn't that pretty? Look at the rolling hills. I'm talking like the ground lifting up and laying back down. I don't know if that's man-made or if that's like fault lines moving. I don't know. But more to be discovered, more things revealed. This isn't about mystery, right? I had somebody accuse me a couple of weeks ago of being intentionally mysterious on Facebook. I don't do that, guys. Let me just lay it out there for you. I don't intentionally be mysterious to drive traffic to my channel and I don't do that, okay? It's either because I'm trying to protect myself, or I know it's not going to land properly and it's going to affect people negatively because they're going to, swap it around in their brain, and then they're going to act out in a way that isn't healthy, right? So I'm not trying to be mysterious here, but just I don't want to add on to what I already see. So like I said, I see the ground lifting up and settling down. There could be, like I said, political things. Don't be down on people though who are scared, because that's another way that's another thing that's not helping, right? So when somebody is going, oh my gosh, I'm, this, and this, what is the world coming to? And you just ignore them and keep going because you're not going to engage. Or you say, well, let it go, or calm down, or whatever. Don't invalidate other people's feelings. Have some compassion. Again, you can have compassion without getting invested in how they're taking things. Okay? I'm exhausted. I'm going to leave this here. As always, if you are part of my mailing list, if I get a hit where there's a little more specifics or something we need to address, I will send out a newsletter or whatever. I will also probably comment on Facebook and Twitter, and we're going to leave it there. Let's keep faith in our hearts. Okay? Don't give up. Don't give up, no matter what's going on in this world. Okay? We're all needed here. We are all an intricate part of this plan. So we can't give up on ourselves, and we can't give up on one another, and we certainly cannot give up on this world. Okay? So let's just leave it there. Send you guys so much love, and take care.